Gen Con starts 1 week from today, so it's time to get hyped.
These are the games we want to get.
That's right, I'm Mike.
I'm Nick.
That is right, it is time to talk about our most anticipated... we gotta talk about our most anticipated games at Gen Con, Nick.
Indeed.
There's always a lot of games.
These are games that are coming out at Gen Con. So a couple of stipulations about this list is we're only picking games we haven't played yet. There's a couple of games in here that we've already been able to play. And then we got this list from the Gen Con preview on Board Game Geek. There'll be a link down in the description below. And we sorted them by games that are for sale.
So these are all things that are listed as for sale. Not everything here is going to release at Gen Con, but they're things that are focused on Gen Con. This is how we compile their lists from the BGG Gen Con preview.
And they should be on sale, at least according to this list. And so,
fingers crossed.
These are the games we're excited for. Let's get to number 10.
So number 10 is from Uwe Rosenberg, who we like, and this is Framework, which is kind of like Nova Luna. Where you're trying to complete tasks based on the types of tiles that you have kind of next to each other. Yeah,
so if you have one that has essentially the task is you need to have 3 blue, then you need to connect 3 blue to that tile through other tiles, kind of like was it flow through adjacency or something like that?
Yes, the flow through adjacency. I think the main difference here is that this one does not deal with, in Nova Luna, when you take a tile and stuff, you kind of move discs around and sort of like a time tracker,
kind of like a patchwork, honestly.
So I think this one does away with that, but otherwise it's kind of a re-implementation of Nova Luna.
And that's why it's only number 10, is because it seems very similar to Nova Luna, but we still want it because we actually don't have Nova Luna. We just haven't ever picked it up despite we've always wanted that game. So we're kind of like, okay, so if this is a new version of Nova Luna, you got to assume the next iteration is probably going to be a little bit better. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'll grab this one.
I don't know if this is true, but I think I heard this one is a little bit more color deficiency friendly, which Nova Luna is not at all.
Super not,
so I'm excited for this one for sure. Because we know we're going to like this because we love Nova Luna.
Yes, exactly. And so we're like, it's not the highest on the list, but I'm still interested in it because it's Uwe. I like Nova Luna. That's number 10. Let's get number 9.
Number 9 is a pick up and deliver game using Wormholes. Nick, you know what it's called?
What?
Wormholes.
It's called Wormholes, yeah.
That's the point. This is a game coming from AEG. Yeah. It's got Peter McPherson, who made Tiny Towns. And we're a big fan of Tiny Towns.
Love Tiny Towns, yeah.
So this is a pick up and deliver game where we kind of live in a time in the future of peace, if you can imagine that. And we have discovered kind of wormhole technology, which makes it a lot easier to bend space and get people from one point across from a galaxy to another very quickly. And we're picking up passengers and trying to get them and build these wormholes, these little shortcuts.
Yeah, it's just a pick them and deliver. You're taking passengers from one spot to the other, but when you build these wormholes, then other people can start to use them as well.
Yeah, pay a price.
So it seems that kind of dynamic of wanting to build routes, but then other people then can use them, and so that I always
think that they pay you in points. So my guess is I know you're going to want to use this route, so I'm going to build it here.
Exactly.
And here. I think it's all about kind of tactically building shortcuts.
I like that dynamic in games. I like things either building routes and then not wanting people to use it, or building routes and then wanting people to use them. I like both of those things.
Everybody profits.
And it's Peter McPherson we like a lot. AEG usually does really, really good games. Yeah. It's just cool. I do like space themes and stuff like that, even though space games aren't generally our favorite. But this one just seems cool. I like Pick 'em and Deliver. It seems awesome.
I'm into it. That's Wormholes, number 9. Let's get to number 8.
Number 8 is here because it's kind of what I hope another game was. And this is My Father's Work by Renegade Games.
Yes.
And this game, we are hoping we like this game more than we like the game called Abomination. They're kind of similar in terms of themes. I don't think they play anything alike.
They're kind of that macabre theme.
Yeah, you're building some kind of Frankensteinian monster or something like that. And so we played Abomination, and we honestly, it kind of bounced off it. We didn't really like it. We played it a couple times. Excited. It just never sat with us. So My Father's Work, I'm excited for because I'm hoping I like it more. But this is cool because you essentially, it's called My Father's Work because throughout the game, you are making these kinds of creatures and stuff like that. But then you are going through multiple generations of your family, and you're passing on your work to the next generation, which I think is a really cool concept. But then you also have to placate the village because you don't want them to come and burn down,
torch the place.
Exactly. So I think it's an interesting idea. In this one, the anticipation, it just seems cool. We like this theme, and I want to like it more than I liked Abomination.
Yeah, because we didn't bounce off the theming of Abomination. No. That part we were really excited for, and just the gameplay didn't
sit well. It was too long.
Yeah,
it was
so we're please be that thing we want because that's such a perfect, kind of dark, Halloween-y, spooky, macabre. We want that. So fingers crossed that this is that one for us.
Yeah, this one seems cool. Renegade generally makes really good games. Very interested in My Father's Work, which is number 8. Let's get to number 7.
All right, number 7 is a Dulce or Dulce, and it's about making like candy and stuff.
Yeah, making chocolate and stuff like that.
Making factories and getting cocoa and vanilla planted and stuff, and using kind of cards to do it all.
Yeah, kind of simultaneous selection. You can these cards. You can use that card to like build like a factory. It's got like multi-use cards. You use it to like plants or get beans and stuff like that, or like harvest stuff. Honestly, this one there's not much information about the game, and there's no pictures of the game other than the cover, at least that we saw. The reason why we're interested in this one is because of the designer. The designer is Julio Navarro, and Julio makes really interesting games. They made Control, and they also made Holly, and Julio is thinking outside the box.
Very different.
Yeah, we got to meet
a lot of spatial stuff.
Yeah, we got to meet him at PAX, and it was super cool to talk to him about like game design and stuff. And it's just Julio's thinking outside the box. So like Control and Holly were both fine. We weren't super huge on them, but like anytime Julio's coming out of the game, I'm very interested because 100%. I'm just curious of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because it's different. They're just thinking different.
And that's how you know you're onto something. Like again, neither of those games we didn't hate them at all, but
no,
like
not
they
at
weren't
all.
our favorite. But I'm like, I am still so intrigued by what you're doing. I know I need to pay attention to you.
Yeah, because Control is like
you're gonna have
3D
one of the great games.
area control game,
Very
and it's
neat.
like super interesting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, this is taking a totally different type of thought to get to here.
Yeah.
So anytime Julio's coming out with something, I'm like, I'm interested in it because I want to see what's gonna. This one seems kind of more normal, but like, I don't know. I'm just.
But we like multi-use cards. We love candy.
I love it.
And making it and stuff like that. So Dulce or Dulce, definitely excited for that.
Yeah. It's number 7. Let's get number 6. I'm curious about number 6.
Number 6 is pure curiosity. It's Twilight Inscription.
It's a
I swore when I first saw
roll,
this was a joke. It is real.
Right.
It's a humongous roll and write based on Twilight Imperium.
Yeah.
Which, how could you possibly boil that down into a roll and write game? Well, you make it 90 to 120 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a big old roll and write.
Insane.
I still have never played TI3 or TI4.
No, you haven't. I have, yeah.
I do want to do that. I gotta get this.
Yeah,
I've just
so
gotta
curious.
see, like...
I have to know.
I doubt it's gonna be like our favorite roll and write because it is gonna be so beefy.
Yeah.
I have to know.
I'm so curious.
I have to know.
Yeah,
this one is pure curiosity.
Yeah, it's in the TI4 universe.
Yeah.
It's big, it's huge. Again, like
1 to
90
8
minutes.
players.
Bananas, absolutely bananas. And so we like roll and writes. We always kind of talk about how we want like a big beefy roll and write. And there's been a couple that have come out that have on the beefier side, and we do enjoy them. But this one again is like kind of another level. In the same way Twilight Imperium is a kind of another level of these big giant games. I don't know. I'm just curious. I do really want to try it. I want to play it with like Shay. Shay's our good friend who makes all the rules videos for those. Check out link down description, RTFM show. Wonderful guy. But it's like his favorite game, Twilight Imperium. I want to play this with Shane Bruel.
I know.
Right? Because they both love TI4.
They're all in.
Yeah, so I really want to play this. I'm just curious of what the heck it's going to be.
I gotta
know.
know.
That's such a big roll and write.
I gotta know.
Gotta know. Absolutely gotta know.
That is Twilight Inscription at number 6. Let's hop into number 5. Nick, I love a train game.
You do.
I do love train games. I think they're such a good theme. This is Village Rails,
Indeed.
which is coming out, which is a kind of a tableau building game, which is already a great start.
Yeah, there's like rails on cards, and you're building out a tableau to build like a big network.
Yes, and you need to kind of plan everything because you're building like crisscrossing tracks and stuff across like the countryside of England.
Yeah.
And the thing that's kind of interesting in this is like you have like the locals are very like specific about their needs.
They're very cranky.
And you gotta they're cantankerous, they say. You gotta keep them like happy.
Yeah.
So you gotta build stuff in a very specific way so that everyone is like happy and can get,
you have to like judge like,
delivered
okay,
and things.
do I want to make these people happy or do I want to do this over here because it's kind of limiting
and
so
my budget.
Okay, so you're like, is that I love the fact that you're building this and there's just like fussy locals who are just like, I don't want that there.
I love that the tagline says it's a tricky tableau building card game of locomotives and local motives. I mean, that's got my money. Locomotives and local motives? Who?
Give that person a raise.
Writing right there.
Whoever wrote that,
it's
give
so
that person a raise.
good.
Yeah, it's great.
And like I like the artwork and stuff is really
it's
kind of like
classic-y,
pastoral, idyllic and stuff. What you'd expect like the countryside of England to look like. So I'm like, tableau building, trains, England, angry people. Yes.
What more can you want? Indeed.
You know, it's just like basically Dan Hughes getting put into the middle of
Pretty
a
much.
train game. I am there for
That's honestly every villager. I'm like, that's just Dan Hughes right there.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be number 5, Village Wars. I am really excited about it. It just seems cool, charming. It seems fun. I'm interested. Number 5. Let's get number 4. Number 4 is about rats.
About the first rat.
The first rat.
First rat. This is about
one of the best themes ever.
I love it. It's about rats trying to like scavenge for stuff. They're getting like apple cores and trash and whatnot because they're going to the moon, and the moon is made of cheese.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And they're trying to hoard cheese and sell cheese and stuff like that. But in this game, you're kind of moving, depending on what you're doing, a number of your rats around, and they have to land on matching color spaces, and you can collect resources and stuff like that. But you're doing that to ultimately like sell cheese.
We need garbage.
100%. Like this is trash. Because they're rats. And then you're building like rocket pieces and selling off like cheese in bulk and stuff to get your main hits of points. I'm just like, I love the theme. I mean, you got a cute little rat that's like a little space rat, and I'm like, come on, people.
Like, I will buy this game 100% because of theme only. Like, real talk.
It's got some resource management. It seems like its main thing is kind of
resource
management
stuff. And it's by Pegasus Spiel, and Pegasus Spiel makes really good games. I'm really excited about everything they come out with. So I'm like, this game with this theme on it, I'm all for it.
Listen, we've seen so many games in our life. We've tried so many things. If you want to hit me with something, hit me with a theme I don't see very often.
Yes.
I do not see enough space rats.
I mean, space rats. Come on.
Come on. First Rat is number 4.
I'm so excited for First Rat.
I'm all in on it. I think it's going to be so interesting. I just love that you get like apple cores. That to me is like the most charming thing ever. It's not even full apples. It's like a little apple core. You pull out of a trash. You crafty entrepreneur little rodent. Oh, I love it. For whatever reason, it's like the most endearing thing ever.
Yeah, I
think
totally
the cover,
agree.
like, makes me want to cry. It's so good. I think it's adorable. That is number 4. First Rat. Just
First Rat in my heart.
Thank you for making this game. I don't care if it's terrible.
I know, right?
Thank you for making this game. You know, that's number 4.
Number 3 is Terracotta Army by Board and Dice, and we're always interested in these big, tend to be T games from Board and Dice. It's just, it seems cool. It's got this cool, like, kind of dual layered, like action wheel
that
thing.
spins around and stuff, and you're building out the Terracotta Army. So you're like craftsmen.
Yes.
And you are building the various statues and stuff that were found.
And you want more of like your groups kind of together, it seems like, of like your statues.
The same type of statues. You want to have like more of your color but we can all work on the same kind of grouping of these statues and stuff. This is one that purely for me goes off of like the reputation of Board and Dice.
I was about to say that, exactly.
To this point, especially in their T games and stuff. We're big fans of like Teotihuacan, Tuatansuyu is like one of our favorite games of the last couple of years. Super excited for that. And so like they have a reputation. I'm like, you know what? I'm in. I'm going to at least play it and find out. You know, I like the theming. I think is really interesting.
It's cool, yeah.
And yeah, so I want to find out more. So
yeah, I don't know too much about it, but it's just like, it's one of those things where this is purely reputation, like a big heavy game from, because like Origins First Builders, like big heavy games from Board and Dice. I'm immediately like, cool, great, I want to play this. I'm probably going to like it.
Yeah, they have a really strong track record in this house. So until we know otherwise, like Terracotta Army or anything from Board and Dice is going to catch my eye.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I'm going to want to find out more. So that's Terracotta Army at number 3. Don't know a ton about it.
Yeah.
The action selection seems really interesting. So I want to find out more. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2 is a game called Akropolis. This is a game where you are like Greek architects building up the Acropolis, and it's got like hexamino tiles, or like dominoes, but they're hexes, and they have like districts on them.
Different
and
color, yeah,
and you're putting them out there. Then you start also building up the Acropolis. And you're trying to unlock the district's full potential, as they say in their description. But yeah, it's like, it just seems like tile placement, building out, building up, and trying to have like good adjacency to each other. All kind of stuff that we tend to like. It looks really nice. It's nice and colorful. And just the second we saw it, I was like, that just looks like a game I'm going to enjoy. You know,
that's really what it is. Is that we like tile laying games. We like adjacency based stuff. You know, anything that gets kind of puzzly with the whole building out, building up. Those are kinds of games that scratch an itch with us. Yeah. And then, you know, it seems like with the coloration of everything, it makes it easy to kind of tell what's going on. I feel like it's going to be one that like we'll be able to put together how this game works quickly and play it, and we're going to enjoy it. So Akropolis is purely one of those like gut instinct. You see a game, you're like, that's going to fit my needs. I'll take it.
Like, I'm going to like that. It's going to get to the table. Great.
Yes, that is Akropolis at number 2.
Yeah, not much more to say. Just seems cool. I think we're going to like it.
That's it. Purely just like, I know I like those kinds of games.
Yeah,
that's a nice thing to know going into a place like Gen Con.
Indeed. All right, let's get number 1. Number 1, we're both very excited, but you were like here.
I'm right up here.
It says get on board.
Get on board. London and
San Francisco.
San Francisco?
I think so.
This is a reimplementation of Let's Make a Bus Route, which was maybe the first roll and write game we played once we kind of knew what roll and writes or flip and fills and things were. Mm-hmm. So we unwittingly had played Castle Burgundy, the dice game before, which is a roll and write. But this, we played it at our first Dice Tower Con, And it's cool because you flip over a card, which gives you a way you must draw a route, but we're all drawing routes on the same city because we're driving buses around. And this is a re-implementation of that game, which gives you like little wooden tokens you can put down on the routes you make. So it cleans up things a little bit, gives you a couple of maps to play on, but it's largely the same game where you're trying to like route kind of an efficient route to get to various spots on the board to score points and stuff. Yeah. So we loved Let's Make a Bus Route so much. And
it's very hard to get too,
Yeah, never really available, couldn't really find it. And so it's kind of been this thing's been eating away at me for a long time because I've always wanted that game. Yeah. And now you have this. I love the art. Still Sashi and Sashi. Yellow's carrying it now. Yeah. So this one like immediately was like, I'm going to walk into Gen Con and the first time we have a free moment to wander, I'm going to go to Yellow and buy that game. So if nothing else happens, I will have gotten that. Yeah. It'd be like $35. It's affordable.
It's for like, I'm gonna go there.
It's literally like since 2018.
We like Let's Make a Bus Route.
Yes, and I'm like, I really want that game, and here I can have a version of it finally. So, I'm so excited. Those kinds of games, I really like the fact that everyone's in the same city. So if I've gone down a route, then you're following through. Now is that occurring pollution, and you have to maybe rethink your plan, or do you just go down the same street again? You know, there's a lot of interesting. The fact that we share a middle board makes something that's really interesting. So that's why it's number one. Yeah, it's mostly fueled by my excitement.
I'm very excited for it too. Mike is really excited for Get On Board. It seems cool. There's a lot of cool stuff at Gen Con. This is our 10. One thing we didn't add is we didn't add any expansions on here. We wanted full games. We will say Twat and Suyu has an expansion called the Golden Age coming out. Twat and Suyu is probably my favorite of the T games. I love Twat and Suyu, so I'm super excited for that.
That's the other immediate get.
Yeah, exactly. Red Cathedral's got an expansion called Contractors coming out. I like Red Cathedral. I feel like I don't like it as much as everyone else, but I'm still interested in the expansion. So we got a couple expansions will be out there. And it's hopefully going to be a good year, you know?
I think it's going to be a good year indeed. Yeah. And the cool thing is, like, when you go to Gen Con, you ultimately run into stuff that you never saw beforehand. So,
and there's probably some stuff that's like announced there and like a surprise thing, right? Like there's always one or two of those, I feel like.
You never know. So we will see what we ultimately do or don't get from Gen Con. But these are games that we are at least interested in. But we want to know from you, because it's not too late. What are you excited to see? Yeah. What are you excited to see maybe us play for you? Because this is one thing that we always like to do.
You want to see any Game House episodes on?
We try to get games that people are interested in seeing, especially if you're like, I would love you to do a Game House of blah, blah, blah. Please let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you're excited to try, what you're looking forward to in the second half of the year, what you'd love to see us play. Get all those games in the comments below and let us know what you think about our list.
Indeed. I think that's going to be it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, share it around if you want to. And yeah, thank you so much. My name is Nick.
I'm Mike.
We're the Brothers Murph, and we'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for watching that top 10. What are some anticipated games you have at Gen Con? I'm really, really excited for Gen Con. I'm excited to pick up some new stuff. Oh, it's just always so much fun. Make sure to check out our channel sponsors, Restoration Games, Lucky Duck Games, and Board Game Geek. And for the month of July, we are sponsored by umleague.net. If you like the game Unmatched, speaking of Restoration Games, umleague.net is the place for you. They have all sorts of different kind of stats, like win ratios of different characters, ladder tournaments, all sorts of really, really cool stuff. If you're a stat head, that's the place for you. If you like Unmatched, that's the place for you. Link down in the description below. Y'all are wonderful. Check out our other top 10s over there on the right, and have a great day.